Basically, when you start up this campaign for Grand Ages Medieval, they'll give you the option to kind of change your shield around. You can change the crest. Oh, when did I get these new crests? It wasn't letting me change them all these things before. Okay, so you can change your crest around. I don't like the fishes. That's the ugly horse. I like that one. I'm gonna go with that one. And you can change your shield's color. Looks like they updated this because before I didn't have all these options. So that's nice. Bleh. I think I'm gonna do my crest. We're gonna do our shield color that, and we'll do our crest that. I like purple and stuff. We're just gonna leave it basic. Okay, so you get some options. You see, also shield type. You can have it like that. I like this. Different things. I think with the one I got, I think I like that one best. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so I'm not gonna skip any of the scenes, and we're gonna go ahead and do the very basic controls. Help you guys look into the game for those of you who are considering purchasing it but want to kind of see the gameplay a little bit. So first off, we start out in the year 1050, week 16, with 200,000 gold and 1 unit. So we're going to do this short introduction about the basic controls. Yes, we are going to do that because A, it's a little complicated to figure out. I still haven't figured out all the controls on this game. And B, just so you guys can kind of start getting an idea of how this stuff works. And sometimes it's easier when you're just watching it, watching someone else do it. So we're going to say, yeah, okay. I skipped it last time, but let's see there. The game world is vast, and you can use the right analog stick to adjust the section of the world that is visible. So we can zoom out as far as possible. Whoop. We zoomed out. Oh, and look, you can see Budapest up there in the top, kind of leftish. Alright, so we could use the L analog stick to move around. Okay. Zoom in all the way to the town so we can better observe the town. We're going to do that with the right analog stick. I'm going to zoom all the way in. And then you can rotate, kind of like The Sims. Okay. Now zoom out until the symbols of Sofia are displayed. Now Sofia is always your starting town, and you always start out with this Leona guy. Alright, so we can see the symbols of Sofia. And we're going to press the L1. Now what this does is it kind of brings up your units that are available. The eyeball is your scout. You get a scout just for your first town. I don't think I've gotten a scout for any of my other towns. The bag on the right there, that's your trader. In your first town, you automatically get your trader. In your other towns, you have to select them, but we'll get into that later. The bottom little pointy part with a little castle and a drywall tool. What is that? Trowel. That's for your building units. It also is the same place that you will find your settlers. Again, that's where you would find your settlers. The solid swords that are crossed up there in the middle, that's the units that are in this actual town. And then on the other side will be like units within 200 kilometers and units within 500 kilometers. Okay, so they want us to go to our scout and select our scout. Okay, so we've got them selected, and when we have our units selected, they'll appear in the bottom left corner here, and they'll have some information and options and stuff that you can do. This scout, it has scout and then Sofia. So the scout is in Sofia right now. I think it means 10 units. It has a +2 attack. He doesn't have any experience right now, and he has 100% morale. You want to pay attention to your morale of your units, because if they have a low morale, they won't do what you want them to do. But like I said, we'll get into that kind of stuff a little bit later. So right now they want us to dispatch the scout. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of get a little bit ahead of the game. And I'm going to go ahead and bring my scout as far as possible. Okay, so we can hit the L2 button while you got a unit selected. And that orange circle you see outlined, that's as far as you can command your unit to go. Because you can only go so far away from your town. But Budapest is well within that range. So we're going to go ahead and send him this way. Because we're going to have to... yeah, send your scouts to the nearby town of Budapest. I didn't do the first part. So, in order to establish trade routes and stuff like that, you need to find the other towns. So we're going to let him explore that. And there we go. Budapest is now in his range of view. So now we can open up the Budapest tab and try to get a trade agreement going with Budapest. Oh, well, yeah. So you're going to go over Budapest and push X. And most of these commands are at the bottom of the screen. It tells you what you can do. So that's helpful, but it still can be a little complicated. Let's push X. And then we're going to do our R1.
Oh, there you are.
And submit an offer.
An offer?
Now,
what could it be?
They automatically, when you hit gold, they automatically do 10,000. Now, sometimes they'll accept 10,000. Sometimes they want way more. And see, this one's automatically offering a trade agreement. Now, with your other towns, you will have to do a transit agreement first before you can do a trade agreement. But this one already has a transit agreement just because it's the start of the game. And then you're going to push triangle to confirm or make that offer.
No, I won't.
And she doesn't like it. So she wants us to double it.
An offer?
So I'm just, instead of adding all that up, I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to hit... Oh, I can't do that. Okay. Okay, so she's going to want me to double this. I'll get it up there to 20,000 because she's a greedy little whatever. And we're going to triangle, and she accepted that. So now, a few things about this little interface screen with other towns. You got your diplomacy tab open, and you can see that with the mayor you have a 40% sympathy right there under her name, and then under that it says what you have an agreement with, and we have a trade agreement with her right now. Up at the top it says Budapest has some hearts and a little 0%. That's your popularity with the citizens of Budapest. If you ever want to get a city to join you, or sometimes you have to do certain things, you gotta get the popularity up. And the best way to get your popularity up, and it's in the tips, and it'll say things here and there, but it's to trade them items that they have 0 barrels of stock in. And we'll get more into that in a little bit. Now your trader can be set up to automatically go to all the towns on your trade route. And I've been doing that on my other game, but I think it's a good idea to really keep tabs on one of them and use them manually so that you can get more money, because you'll run out of money, because they're not going for a huge profit like what you need. They're going just to trade items throughout the towns, and they make a little bit of money, but you'll stay in the red a lot and not be able to do things if you only do the auto traders. Alright, so we're going to get out of here. A trader is waiting to be assigned in Sofia. So, first of all, I still got my scout selected. So I'm going to take my scout and just start walking around, basically. Because
no problem.
You're going to need these areas open. So we want to go to our trader. It's over here in Sofia. And if you remember, we're going to push the L1. And we're going to click on this trader. Now the trader has a few different options. The first thing is activate his route. Right now he doesn't have a route assigned. Then you've got plan your route. And how you... That's something that's important. Also, your town starts out with one trader, and he has a cart automatically. Every time you recruit a trader, he automatically has a cart. That cart, as you can see down at the bottom under his name, it holds 100 items. But your town starts out with 5 carts, your first town. So you're going to want to take and just give this trader all of those carts. So his inventory now holds 600. You can commission more carts, later for your other traders. And this is going a little bit ahead of the basics of the game, obviously, but it's just giving us a head start in the game, and you'll appreciate it later. So we already we added his carts, and we're gonna go ahead and plan him a route. So you want to click on your town that you want to start in with the X to add the town, and then you're gonna go over here to Budapest, and then you're gonna add that town, and he's just gonna go back and forth between these two towns right now. So you back out of that, and then you hit activate his route,
and here we go,
and he'll just start going back and forth and trading resources. So he's gonna be doing that for me while we're doing the rest of the tutorial part of the game. And look, I already found this other town, which is important later in the game, but let's select our scout, and we're just gonna keep making him go
almost there
around as much as he can. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and do what the tutorial wants us to do. We're gonna hit X and open the town dialog. This is gonna tell us a little bit. Now, I don't know in detail how these little tabs work yet. I really haven't been playing the game that long. You can play this game as detailed or as easily as you want. You could be a player like me where you just come in here and chill and you don't really pay that much attention and you just do the little things. Or you can get super detailed down to every last little detail in here. So the overview, that tells you how many citizens you have, how many of those citizens are working, unemployed, whatever. And you can zoom in on these things by pushing, if you push the L2, you get a little cursor, and you can go up here, and it tells you what these things are. Like, this is inhabitants, like I thought. These are the workers that are already hired. These here are the workers that are free, so they're unemployed, basically. You can only have so many unemployed in your town before they start moving out. And weekly change in the number of free workers, +1 right now, so more people are moving in. This here is your soldiers within radius of supply train. That's our scout. This is telling us that we're in a profit and we're going up. Configure production. I don't know what that is. So let's see what that is. I haven't. Oh, that's just for this thing in general. Excuse me. Okay, so this building down here in the bottom right-hand corner, that's your office. And if you look at the bottom, it'll tell you what building it is. It says open office. And you open your office, and it's your town center. You upgrade that through a different menu, and I'll show you more about that later. I need 10 tools to be able to commission this. And my town will resist a siege for 25% off longer if I upgrade this. And then a wall, obviously, building the wall increases the endurance of the town's inhabitants by 40% during a siege. But trebuchets will bring that down. But I haven't researched the things that I need for that yet. Okay. This here is your inn. And that's where you would hire traders, settlers, and building squads. Your building squads mainly build your roads. You take your tab over, that's where you can commission more carts. And then over here is offers, which is like mini trading things. So if you needed something, just a few of, you could trade with your own items that you already have. So we don't really need that. These are your buildings. Each town only gets 5 things that they can produce. Mine's producing lumber, bricks, wheat, and fruit. And it's just letting me know, I've got 2 of each of those, and I haven't put anything there yet. Well, that's what they automatically have, but I haven't put anything there yet because it hasn't told me what it wants me to produce. Production, again, if you push your L2, you can go over this production. Tells you, how many workers you have. This is cost, how much it costs to upkeep the building, and the wages. How many you have, what it is, how much it produces, and how much it costs per barrel to produce. So that's that. Trade, this is what you would do when you're going in with your trader, and we'll look at that menu later. All right, consumption. I'm not really sure how this works. This is how much production you have. This is consumption by businesses. So like some things require you to have other things in order to make them. Like beer. Beer requires you to have wheat to make it. So it would tell you here it requires that much wheat to make that. And this is your consumption by the town. So we're definitely making more than enough wheat. We're making more than enough fruit, more than enough wood and bricks. Absolutely more than enough. Okay, and that's how much consumption by your soldiers in a 10-week period. Your soldiers, they eat a lot, and so you don't want to send your entire army to one town. You want to like break them up into different towns so that they aren't taking up all the town's resources. And then you come over here, and that's going to tell you what your production in 10 weeks. You know, this is your overall for all the towns that you have. And I messed that up. Then I skipped that. Okay, so that's that. We'll get out of here. Go to the trade tab and purchase. Okay, so I need to find my trader to do the rest of this. Where is he at? He's right here. So we're going to take him off of his... We're going to send him back here real quick.
Already
so that
on
we
the
can
way.
do this. And that'll, when you select the town for him to go to, it'll automatically turn his route off. So you need to turn it back on. So we're going to go ahead and turn it back on when you want him to do something. So he already bought some bricks and did what I didn't have to do it. So I'm going to not select the town. I'm just going to turn his route back on.
The journey begins.
And that'll get him back over there to Budapest. Oh, he only bought 15 of the bricks. Oh, well. He'll buy some more when he comes back. And let's go to our scout. Whoa. Oh, look, we found Constantinople. Wait, where is my scout then? He's trying to get to this place I told him to go to.
We're practically there.
Well, let's send him over here. Okay, you can see the overall game speed. Set the overall game speed. So they want us to set it down to this really slow speed. Okay. Move our scout again.
Let's get on with it.
I'll basically send him all around. Game tips, you press options. You can go down to game tips, and they got a bunch of different things you can look up. And we can hold down L2. Alright, so we completed the basic tutorial of the game. Alright, so we're going to do this little chapter. So, I'll be quiet.
The 11th century. All of Europe is an upheaval. Bold rulers achieve new independence from churches and kings. Increasing numbers of towns that grow ever more influential arise around monasteries and dioceses. Skilled professions and trade flourish, resulting in larger markets and new inventions. Increasing numbers of people learn to read and write, and convents lay the foundation for a long tradition of academic scholarship. But it is also a time of conquest. The Moors press forth across the Iberian Peninsula all the way to the Pyrenees. At the heart of the continent, the Rhine divides the descendants of Charlemagne, who are at odds with each other, and the ancient horseback peoples in the eastern plains give rise to the new Polish, Hungarian, and Kievan Rus empires. The Viking territories now extend all the way to the Volga. Their descendants, the Normans, have conquered territories in France, Brittany, and on the Italian peninsula, and are forcing Rome to accept their conditions. To the east towers Constantinople, proud heir of the Greeks and the Romans, the center of the Orthodox Church, eternal bridge between the Occident and the Orient. For generations, the Byzantines have defied the Bulgarian rebels in the west and the Seljuks in the east from this very city. They have even been able to drive back the Normans, at least so far. The rural population desires the safety that towns and cities are able to offer. But these also need to protect themselves from the greed of foreign rulers and plundering mercenary hordes. It is not enough to simply provide protection and jobs. A ruler can only consolidate his economic and military position if he continues to found additional towns and build new trade routes, and in this manner expands the territory under his dominion. The story I would like to tell you begins in Byzantium. At this time, the empire controls all the territories between the Balkans and the sources of the Euphrates. Budding principalities, most of which are ambitious and unscrupulous. In the Senate of the capital city, Constantinople, their representatives are embroiled in a constant power struggle with the emperor. Intrigues and civil war result in the emperor's throne constantly changing hands for centuries. It is only under Constantine X that the empire finds a certain modicum of peace, in part thanks to his ravishing bride Eudokia, whose wisdom is known far and wide. The hero of our story grew up in Sofia, far away from the imperial court, but his rise to power will be unparalleled. For now, he is as young as he is inexperienced, and much time will pass before I can call him my friend. His name is Leon Veselius. His father made a name for himself on the eastern battlefields, and Leon, full of ambition, strives to follow in his footsteps. The old warrior has just been assigned to the Imperial Guard. Before he departs, he transfers control of Sofia to his son. Leon is to continue leading his hometown, ensuring that it prospers. For this purpose, the father gives his son a book filled with the teachings of a certain wise leader. Thereupon, I encountered this young man for the first time, for I am the author of that book. Listen to the teachings of Rahib the Wise. Your town is the ground on which your glory thrives, and happy is he who finds treasure on this soil. Once you have a town, quickly build businesses to create jobs. Show your subjects that your towns prosper and are not simply instruments of war.
Okay, so that was the first little storyline to the campaign. And I had a viewer, but I lost him, I guess because I wasn't talking. But I kind of wanted you guys to see how the story plays out a little bit. So right now, we've learned that we are Leon Veselios, and that we've just been put in place as the leader of Sofia. So what they want us to do is make a mine and get people working in it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But first things first, we have to select Sofia. And then you want to go up and go to your empty space. Click on the resource that you want to make. And now that doesn't actually build the building. That just puts the spot there for your workers. So you're going to click on this, and then when you come in here, that's when you're building the building. I'm gonna go ahead and make 3 because I already know that they're gonna ask me to make 2 more. So that's that part. Let's see, there was something else I wanted to show you. Oh, well, we'll do that later.
On new businesses,
Okay.
the success of your orders will only become apparent when your market has the right commodities on offer. Once a new business has been built, all those subjects who have been patiently waiting for new jobs will automatically find their way there. But remember, if a person works, he will need to eat. Constructing new buildings to help meet this need will also be worth your while.
Okay, so we're gonna wait for this, my workers to build up. So right now in the top left corner you see your current goals. I have the 2 more mines that they wanted, but I still need 50 workers, so we're gonna let that happen. We're gonna go back over here to our scout, and I want to show you guys something neat. So we're gonna select our scout, and if you notice, there's like these little beacons basically that are kind of like a bright light standing up against the sky, and so we're gonna check out a couple of those, and I'll show you what they do. I'm gonna do some easy ones where my scout's not gonna get overrun, so we'll send them over here to a cart.
Let's get on with it.
There's different things. Sometimes you'll encounter battles, but sometimes you'll just get a reward. Alright. You've discovered an adventure site, yeah.
We're practically there.
Oh my gosh, so sometimes it's not gonna go. Let's go over
We're
here.
practically there.
Come on. There we go, we found a cart. Oh, nope, this is a battle. So let's see what the battle looks like. Now, yeah, it's kind of picky. You gotta... come on and let us highlight the battle. Battle options. Okay, we're evenly matched. I don't really want to give up my scout, but we'll see what happens. I might lose. Did I lose? Nope, I won. Okay, cool. So we'll just send him over to the cart.
Almost there.
And I'm not really sure what all else I can do.
We're practically there.
There we go. We found the cart. Open a treasure chest. That's usually 20,000 gold. Oh, 15. Alright, so as you can see, I lost half my scouts. So I'm going to take them back over to Sophia. And we're going to
No problem.
let them kind of recoup. Now let's see. They're trying to get me to highlight something. What do they want me to look at? Oh, the inn. Okay. My business is completed. What are they wanting me to do? I guess they're wanting me to just wait on that.
Greetings. Are you...
Alright, so we're waiting on that. We're sending our guys out. I kind of like to leave it kind of open. Kind of so I can see what's going on. Tip though, build your cities a little bit closer together. I spaced mine out pretty far, and that became like a very time consuming to trade things, and just it was kind of a pain. So when you first start out, they're gonna have you build a city somewhere right here, but then build a city like in between. You don't want your cities too far spaced out. It does make you have a larger area that your scouts and stuff can explore. But the time it takes to get between city and city it's a lot. Alright, so our scout is here. Now, if I had a barracks in here, it would automatically... Let's do that. Do I have a... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make my barracks already, because they're going to tell me to make it anyway. And we're going to commission the chapel, even though I don't have all the materials, but I will get more materials and more workers. as time goes on. And I'm going to try and just focus on this town. Last time I spread out. I tried to make a lot of towns so I could have more traders, and then I ended up being really broke. Now, you can play however you want, and probably a lot of you are a lot better at these kind of games than I am. I'm really just starting out in these type of games. So we'll wait for these workers. Once my barracks is done, when you have troops and they lose health and stuff, if you send them back to a town that you own that has a barracks, they'll automatically recruit those unemployed people to be part of that unit, and increase the forces in that unit. So that's a good thing to have a barracks. This is a workshop that reduces your, I believe it increases the speed of construction. And you can make town walls once you have a workshop. And then this one right here is a warehouse, and that allows you to build up, it basically allows you to hold more stuff. So, but I haven't unlocked that yet. Now when you go to start unlocking technologies, basically, you're going to push your D-pad, not your D-pad, what is that thing in the middle? I don't know, the motion sensor pad. And that gives you other things too. So first thing that you can look at when you push that while we're waiting is the units in town. So that's going to tell you all your units in all of your towns and where they're based. So military, civilian, trading routes. That's a route that I have set up, and it tells me what it tells you a bunch of stuff. And again, you can push your L2 and just highlight over all this stuff. And look at, that's telling you averages, balance. And see, I'm in the negative with this trader. So it takes 10,000 to maintain him. And I've purchased more than I've sold. And see, that's kind of the downside with the auto guys, is they kind of just, they don't really do as much as like you would do. Once I get my second town, I won't put that guy on an auto. I'll do his stuff manually and just sell all my excess. And then you've got towns. Right now I only have Sophia, but again, you can highlight over this. See, I don't have enough building materials. I need some bricks. And I don't have enough labor. And then that's all your stuff that you can see on your tab. And events. I'm in a wealth event right now. But there's other things like there are many problems in your empire. In the streets, a mob is raging, and even good citizens are throwing themselves out of the window. I don't know why, but okay. But there'll be like volcanic eruptions. There'll be look, it's the next dialogue, so we're gonna watch this real quick.
Successes is short-lived. An imperial courier bears the appalling news. Murderers, hired by an unknown party, surprised the emperor in his chambers. His personal guard fought bravely, but the poison on the assassin's weapons was too strong. The emperor succumbed to his wounds, and so did Leon's father. A great responsibility now rests on Leon's shoulders. As the new head of the royal house of HISLadyK, he is, of course, expected to travel to Constantinople for the burial. His family has been a close friend of the imperial family for generations. But after the ceremony, the strong-willed Eudokia is to take the throne, and nobody knows what the future holds.
Leon Veselios, please accept my heartfelt condolences for the loss of your father. He served my husband faithfully and well. Hence, your family shall not be forgotten under my rule. Unfortunately, you have little time to grieve. Your presence at my coronation is of great significance politically. Please accept my gratitude for your support in this time of upheaval. Eudokia.
Okay, so our father's dead. defending the Emperor, and the Emperor's wife has asked us to attend her coronation. In order to do that, we have to bring a gift, and the gift is fruit. So we've got to have 120 fruit barrels before we can go to Constantinople. Sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing stuff. So we've got that. Somehow I've moved all the way away from my stuff. So, let's see, what were we doing? Our scouts, we're waiting on a barracks. We're halfway there already on our fruit, so no big deal. Where is my trader? He's got to be on the road somewhere. Unless he's in Budapest. Here he is. So I know that I need bricks. So when I get to this town, we're going to trade with the town, and they don't really have any bricks, but we'll try to buy some. Nope, they don't have any. Okay, they don't have any bricks. What else? Well, first of all, we don't want to sell any of our fruit, but to increase our popularity, we'll go ahead and sell this wheat. Get rid of that wheat. And we'll go ahead and sell this yarn. Get rid of that. And I guess we'll buy a little bit of wood. And we want that fruit, so we're gonna... Yeah, he's gonna head back here. And then we'll get those bricks from him. What's this? Oh, that's my little fruit farm. Wants us to produce more fruit, but we'll get there when we get there. Come on, trader. Trader Joe. No, alright. Get our trader back over here, and we're gonna buy back all those bricks. Oh, gosh darn it. I will not on the trader. So we are going to sell all these bricks. Oh, we already took the bricks. Oh, they must have took the bricks. Gosh darn it. Alright, well, I guess we'll take some luxury items because it seems like, first of all, we want these fruits back. Oh no, I don't want to buy them. I want to sell the fruits back to the town. So then we'll have enough fruits. And we're going to go ahead and sell them some furs. Because, yeah, we're going to sell them some fur. And yarn. So they can have some luxury items. And then we're going to send him back to Budapest. Because
Already on the way.
I want him going to Budapest. Oh, when we reached another. We're going to skip these, and we'll just read the little things.
Esteemed Leon, it was a pleasure to meet you in person. To answer your last question, it was not easy for me to take that oath. But this was the only way for me to secure the throne without having to deal with all the intrigues from people who hope to have my hand in marriage. You have no idea how weary I am of it all. I hope that I will be able to find some peace on the trip that we spoke of. Perhaps even in your province.
Okay, so the Empress wants to visit Sofia. Why does the Empress want to visit your little tiny town? She's sworn an oath not to marry again so that she can stop dealing with all the bullcrap of people trying to marry her just to be the emperor. We got to find Constanta, which I think we already have. And we got to get building squads to build a road. So we've already found Constanta right here.
The trade route to Constanta has not been repaired since the last war. It would be helpful if you could rectify this, as I will most likely be traveling to Sofia by Constanta.
Alright, so we are going to go to our inn and hire our building squad. And while we're here and have the money, I'm just going to go ahead and make a settler. Alright. That way he's already ready to go when it's time to go. Okay. So we're waiting for our building squad. Come on. And then we'll build a road. Alright, cool. And we're gonna... Left D-pad is how you access these little actions, by the way. Left and right. So building a road. We're building a road from Sophia. And these are really super fast just to build the road. It's upgrading the roads that is time consuming and expensive. But once I confirm this, the road's pretty much built. I'm going to see if it'll...
Esteemed Leon, I hear that you had a new thoroughfare built. That is good news.
Trading license. Okay. So I'm also going to see if it'll let me upgrade this road. Ooh, I'm going to need 7 tools, which I don't have. But we'll go ahead and select this and we'll find some more stuff. So we'll just go ahead and get that ready to go.
Work.
And let's get our scout. And we're going to send him over here so that... Because in order to interact with these towns, you have to have a unit that's near it until you have your agreements set up. So first of all, we're going to go to diplomacy and we're going to see...
What exactly are you offering me?
If he'll
What
accept...
do you want in exchange?
Oh, 1,000? Yeah, sure. I'm going to try 5,000. Well, we'll try 2. And see if he'll accept that for transit.
You should be ashamed of such an offer.
No.
What exactly are you offering me?
He's
then?
not going to accept
What
that
do you
offer.
want in
So let's
exchange?
go to 10. Come on. Okay, let's try 10. Okay,
well.
10. He took
Agreed.
10. Okay, so we have a trade agreement with this guy, so that's good. And let's see what they need. They need... Oh, they have low prosperity. Well, they have meat and bread. I don't know. Well, bread and meat's always good to have. Okay, so... Now we need to sell 300 goods to this town. So first we're going to take our scout. And... Ooh, who has the tools? I can't remember. We're going to come down here. We got to find some more
No problem.
towns. Because we're going to need to have some tools. And if you get off of a unit and you hit the L2, any towns that you have agreements with, it'll show you what they are trading. Let's see here. Where's my trader? He's on the road. Somewhere. Oh, there he is. He's heading to Budapest. So we'll let him go to Budapest real quick. And then... let's click on him. And we'll send him... Well, let's just get him sent home first. We'll pick up some stuff so we can make some money in this trade, so why not? Okay. Okay, trade with the town. Let's buy some metal and some fruit. And then we're gonna head here.
Certainly.
Then we'll add this town to the route and everything will be great. But for right now. Okay. I'm probably gonna stop this broadcast at about an hour. And that's just because, I mean, that's a long time for a YouTube video. Let's sell them some metal. And they don't need beer, but they do need wood. So we'll sell them this little bit of wood that we have. And then we're going to take them back down to Sophia. And
Already on the way.
get some more crap. Oh, that's Budapest Trader. Oh, that's a building squad? Oh, they must have got some materials then that they needed. Alright, so we're going to do some more business with the town. Now we know that they need brick. Okay, so I just spent how much on that? I didn't even pay attention. Okay, I spent 5,834 on that. So let's find out. We're going to spend 3,000 on that. And we're going to send them back to Constanta.
Certain.
And that'll bring us up to the 300 and plus. And then we'll put him back on a trade route and let him do what he wants. So I'm already down to 118,000. And I started out with 200,000. You spend money really fast in this game. Oh, they have plenty of metal, so I wasted my time buying that metal. But they still need wood and bricks. So we'll sell that. I spent 5,000 something. So I made about 3,000 or so profit on that. I don't remember what I spent on this. Alright, so we made it through that. And now it's going to go to this.
Decisions. It's good to have an ally.
Have 2 more
But it's
traders. Okay. So I gotta get 2 more towns that are trading with me. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add this town. And he's just going to go between these 3 towns. No big deal. Alright, and then we're going to activate his
Journey
route.
begins.
And we're going to get off of that. Now, where is our scout? Is this our scout? No, our scout is somewhere in this area, though. Let's go to Sophia and we'll see. Uh-oh, I must have lost my scout at some point. I think we're at war with this guy here. Great. Where's my building squad? We'll do that. Alright, we're gonna send them
Onto
over
it.
here.
We're almost there.
We're just gonna send them over here to find this stuff. And then we're gonna send them right
Onto it.
here. Alright, so we found this little town here. So we're gonna try and make a trade agreement with them. Oh look, they make tools and we'll need tools. So, diplomacy.
You have a good
Submit
offer
an
for me?
offer. 10,000. Transit agreement. Okay.
You have a good offer for me?
And we need a trade agreement.
I can definitely
Okay.
accept this offer.
Cool. He accepted the offer. So now we need to build a road between these 2. And Sophia.
Looks good.
Road's built. Alright, so then we're going to take this building squad. And we're just going to go right here because this town is pretty close by.
That away. Onto it.
Okay.
Oh, you wish to make me an offer. Oh, you wish to make me an offer.
Alright. So that was a bunch of money we just spent.
On factories,
We want to have 15 businesses and 2 trade carts, which we already have the 2 trade carts. Alright, so we're going to build a road between these guys and Sophia and
Looks
confirm
good.
that. Alright, so that's done. And we want to go ahead and now upgrade the roads. When you upgrade the roads, it makes travel faster. So we're gonna upgrade. Oh look, they already had upgraded that road. That's great. 50 grand, but it'll make my trade a lot faster. So, oh no, they didn't upgrade that road. $50 grand to upgrade roads. Well, that's all. Alright.
Hands out your pockets.
Okay, so they're gonna get started on that. We really need to recruit some units and check on our development. Yay! Oh, we can't develop anything yet. Okay. So let's go ahead and recruit a few units. We can go over to our barracks. And I'm just going to recruit an army of 4. We're going to do 4 mercenaries. So 1, 2. Oh. Oh. Okay, so I can only have 1 right now. Alright, well, that's fine. We'll just let those develop. Can I commission this? I can commission it. So, I need some supplies, it looks like. Alright. Ooh, I need to get my trader. And we're gonna add this. We're gonna add this. And then we're going to actually send him here.
Happy to oblige.
And get these tools. You need the tools for a lot of stuff, so. Okay, we're going to do business with the town, and they only have a few tools, but we're going to buy what they have. We're going to sell them 1 beer, and we're going to sell them this metal. And let's go ahead and buy this wine. Most people don't have the wine, and maybe we can make a profit off of that. 15 grand. Ooh. And some yarn. We'll buy that. Alright, let's see what these guys want. Well, let's just send them over here real quick. Oh, my mercenary's ready, so that's cool. Alright, so we're gonna sell him some wine. I think I paid 15 grand for that. Ugh. That sucks. Nope, I'm not selling him any wine. I'll sell him just a tiny bit. Just to help raise my popularity. But they're not giving me very much profit off of that. Let's see, this was like 8. Yeah, no. They can have a little bit just for the boost in, whatever. They didn't give me hardly any profit for that. What do they have that I don't have? They had some fish. So we'll buy some fish. Not very much, but look, they have clothing. People like that. So we'll get that. And then we're going to get the heck out of here. We'll go over to Sophia and do that. Yeah, Sophia gave me almost that. Okay, yeah. Fishes. Some yarn. We'll just take half of it. And these tools, we're gonna sell them the tools. And we'll pick up some fruit to sell. And then we'll just reactivate his
journey
for
begins.
now. And I need more businesses. So we don't need more fruit. Why don't we'll do one each of these. Because we always need more building materials. Okay, and then we're gonna grab our unit. And we're gonna take our unit. What is this? What is this right here? A wooden shack. What is this? Awesome.
That's where we're going?
Alright, we're gonna send them over there. We got some profit, cool. And then what's this? We'll send them right here.
That's where we're going?
Yes, that's where you're going there, buddy. Group of monks. Sure. Oh. So it marked us on a map. That's cool. Right here. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Let's take them right here. What is this? Let's take them back to Sophia for a little bit so they can get some food
So much running about.
and rest. And where's my trader? Right here. Where is he going?
While preparations are being made for her visit to Sophia, Eudokia travels across the eastern half of the Empire. She wants to get to know the towns, cities, and...
Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My game glitched, it looks like. There we go.
Esteemed Leon, on my journey to Odessa, I visited Barnus, the Patriarch's brother. His provinces flourish and prosper. He says that his scholars have discovered a new cultivation method for grain, 3-field crop rotation.
Okay, so this is where you're going to get into development. Okay, development. And they want us to develop that and this.
Esteemed Leon, I am extremely satisfied with what the messengers from your province have to report. A few of the other town rulers should really follow your example. Present yourself as being extravagant. Your reputation at court can only benefit from this. Just between the two of us, I have grown weary of the nagging of obstinate senators who fear every new innovation.
Okay, well we're hitting right at an hour now. I'm probably going to keep playing, but I'm going to go ahead and turn the stream off for now. And I'll pick it back up later at another time. But thanks for watching, you guys, and I hope that some of the stuff that you saw in here was helpful for newer players. Alright, you guys have a great day.